Tonight, the Eagan Wildcats hope that North Pole visitor makes an early stop at the Eagan Civic Arena and brings some offense for the Wildcat boys hockey team. Suburban Conference play. The Lakeville South Cougars making the trek up here to face your Eagan Wildcats. He's Nathan Cron and I'm Mike Cook. And Nathan, just actually moments ago, you can see the Cats in the background gathered around Marcus Boniface, who will get the start tonight. But moments ago, we had the flag bearers that came out before tonight's hockey game. We have Bowden Donahue this year and Wyatt Klenner. These are the two flag bearers tonight, both part of the Squirt B2 team for the Eagan Wildcats. Always fun to see the youth participating here on the home games.
Yeah, we're going to get the youth participating here as flag bearers, and also we'll have little chippers at the first intermission, so you'll want to stick around for that. The Wildcats definitely are going to be asking Santa for some goals in their stockings this year and this season. Mike, they've played some good hockey, but they haven't scored a lot of goals.
No, the Eagan Wildcats, they come in, they're 1-6, but 0-5 in conference play, averaging a mere 1.57 goals per game. And Nathan, that's not going to do much for you, especially in a tough South Suburban Conference.
Well, it's a tough South Suburban Conference, and it's a conference where the Wildcats have played a couple of the really tough teams. You know, they've played Shakopee twice already. They've played now tonight. They're taking on the Cougars, another good quality team with multiple players on that roster that are going to be playing at the next level, either juniors or colleges next year. And so as a result, the Wildcats they do have their work cut out for them tonight.
Lakeville South, they come in with a 2-3 record. They're 2-2 in conference play. They've lost 3 in a row, but that number is deceiving, as those 3 losses were to number 5 Cretin-Durham Hall, number 7 Rosemount, and number 17 Shakopee, after they put up 13 goals in their first 2 games against Apple Valley, Burnsville, and the Lakeville North Panthers. And you know there had to be some extra pride in Lakeville South when they put up a 7 spot on the Panthers, a 7-1 win. Speaking of 1, it's 3-on-1 coming in for the Cougars. Back on defense for the Eagan Wildcats. Are they able to poke that one out near side? I believe that was Forrester for the Eagan Wildcats, the junior left point man. And back into the Lakeville South zone to the right of Logan Claren. Claren making his first start of the year for the Cougars, as Lakeville South has had Carson Hogger doing the bulk of the work. Nathan Larson got 1 game so far for Josh Storm's Lakeville South squad. As we said, Boniface between the pipes for the Wildcats as Tristan Lawrence brings it in for the South Cougars, watched by Blake Prouty, one of the captains on this Eagan Wildcat squad. South half wall. Long shot. Boniface easily steers that one aside off the stick of number 8, Oscar Balkans. Guys to keep an eye on tonight for South, by the way, number 14, Jackson Ernst. I think it was 23 goals a year ago for the Lakeville South Cougars. By far a team high for the team wearing maroon and kind of a dark gold.
Yeah, the team wearing maroon right now spending way too much time in the Eagan offensive end for Coach Todd Carlson's comfort. The Wildcats need to get a clearance here, get some new players on the ice, restart things. They had a good forecheck going earlier, and it just fell apart on it.
And Cats are going to be able to make looks like a 3-player change on that far side. Lakeville South going to put a fresh trio out as well. Keep an eye, there's Ernst, he's 14. He's over right in front of the Eagan bench at the blue line. He's out there with Colby Olson, number 11, and 22 is Braden Olson. Here come the Cougars. This is Colby Olson. Keeping it in are the Cougars. 3 minutes gone by in this one. Just 1 shot so far, and it was by Lakeville South. Kept in nicely, aggressive forecheck, Colby Olson. Puck does come out. Will it be an ice? Arm is in the air. Whistle is blown with 13:48 to go in the first.
Taking a look at those South Suburban Conference standings, you see there Eagan struggling at 0-5 in the conference. Lakeville South 2-2. They've played a couple of really tough teams in Rosemount and Shakopee. Expect that they will get a few more wins, certainly. But the Wildcats have some big games, not only this week, but coming up in the next handful of games. Cottage Grove and Hastings, 2 section opponents, Mike Cook, and they need this game to really build some momentum for that.
Yeah, I looked at Park Grove. They're about a 500 hockey club right now. Hastings just 1-5-1 on this season, so you would think they could go down to the county seat and have a good matchup against the Hastings Raiders. But that's Saturday night. Right now it's Tuesday night. And that will be the third game in 5 days for the Wildcats. And if I'm not mistaken, that Hastings game is a 2 o'clock start. So really less than 5 days. You've got a few hours shy of that. And icing will be the call against Lakeville South. South, by the way, they've got Eastview at home on Thursday night, 7 o'clock start. And then they're going to play up in the Premier Holiday Classic in the Plymouth Ice Center with this gauntlet of opponents. They have number 6 Rogers, number 10 Wayzata, and number 14 Minnetonka.
Not a lot of easy games there, Mike.
No. So Lakeville South, realistically, you can look at them and go, they'd be what, 3-8, 4-7, something like that. They're going to most likely be far better than their record indicates, just playing that tough competition.
Well, the players always want to be, and that puck came out, absolutely. But look, the players want to have a good record. They want to be successful. Everybody wants a good record to be successful. But the ultimate issue for Lakeville South, the ultimate question is, where are they going to be in February?
Exactly.
Right? I mean, you don't want to be playing your best hockey right now here as that puck had come out a little bit back and forth. And
Eddie Hartman.
Yeah, Mr. Hartman.
Feeling the ice.
Yeah, Mr. Hartman just had to clean up the ice there a little bit. Little extracurricular.
Absolutely.
Nothing in it, as we'd say in hockey, or soccer, I should say.
Nearly 5 minutes gone by in this one. South Suburban Conference play. Glad you're checking us out on Eagan TV. And of course, we are your home for Eagan Wildcat Sports. And of course, a shout out to those of you that are watching us from Lakeville South as well. And initial save that game for Logan Claren, the 6-foot goaltender. As we said, making his first start of the year. They'll try to get going anyway. Pavic with a nice defensive play. Wood against Ernst. Wood wins that battle right in front of the Eagan student section. Wheel and way on through for the Eagan Wildcats. It was number 18, Blake Pavic. Pavic looking for his first points of this campaign. And here come the Cougars. Ernst just lost that briefly in his skates. Stood up nicely that time by number 24, Max Turner. Williams, the Eagan speedster. Nice defensive play back there by Adam Moline, the 5'7" defender for South. Williams not getting an opportunity. All the way down, will it be an ice? Official's arm is in the air. No, they're going to wave that one off. Shilkin to Prouty. 2-1, shots in favor of the Wildcats. Big hit in the neutral zone. Going down, that was Williams, and he'll limp a little gingerly back to the bench. Hockey player, he'll be back. Prouty in deep. Carter Ernst on Prouty. Couldn't quite get good wood on that shot was Corton.
The pace of this, the up and down nature of this as Boniface.
For the Lakeville South Cougars, the junior.
If memory serves, Mr. Moline managed to pick up some penalty minutes last year in this match. In this tilt here at Eagan Civic Arena. I think there was a little bit of frustration or a little bit of chirping back and forth at the end of that game. I'll have to check my notes on that one.
Boniface with the save. Wood for the Cats. Watched nicely by a Lakeville South Cougar. Back up top, Hartman. Go get it back, little pitch and catch. Oh, the
big battle between Holman and Woog pressing in on the keeper, but the Wildcats had 2 leads against Lakeville North on Friday night, and unfortunately succumbed, for the Wildcats' purposes, succumbed to the Panthers. They'd love to turn one around here on the Cougars.
And they fell behind early in that one.
A couple of calls tonight or during this season that helped them get some momentum or break some momentum up and do something positive.
Staying on side that time were the Cougars as a couple of Cats bump into each other. Here comes Nygaard, 1-on-4. Cats changing up a couple of guys behind the play. Somebody will pick up the puck. They do. That's going to be Lures in deep. Gavin Lures, game number 7 this year for Gavin. Jackson Ernst and Lafferty got the helpers on that one for the Cougars. 8 minutes to go in a scoreless opening period. Tuesday night, South Suburban visitors.
A little too much puck watching for the Wildcats there, Mike.
Puck was tipped. Teams are going to make some hefty changes as we approach 10 minutes gone by in this opening period. Cats at center. Max Turner, number 24, with the puck. Good to see grandparents Joyce and Mike are here tonight again supporting Max. Up from Arizona. Newgard for South, shadowed by Wood. It's Trey Newgard, 6'2" senior for the Cougs. And here come the Cats. Oh, they're going to make a change behind the play. They almost had a 3-on-2 coming out of the zone. Forster lost the puck, and we've got a first penalty of the hockey game, I believe.
Initially, I'm going to think it's on the Cougars, given that one of the Wildcat sticks went flying.
Well, nobody's heading towards the box. That'll right in front of the limited student section tonight here in the Civic Arena. Big hit that time, Jake Woog. And Jake Woog is going to sit for 2 minutes. We've got him on a cross check. We're not sure what the call will be, but interference will be the call. 11:29 time of that one. My fault.
Complaints
said no penalty.
Complaints
so far.
may be addressed to ETV, City of Eagan, Mike Cook, care of ETV, City of Eagan.
Absolutely.
As Jake Woog will have a seat in the sin bin. And the reality of it is that, with its consistent offensive pressure, the Cougars are help create that penalty. Woog goes for the big hit and just mistimes it.
Minor penalty has been assessed to Eagan's number 23, Jake Woog, 2 minutes for interference. Number 23, Woog, 2 minutes for interference at 11:29 on the first.
Silky pipes of public address announcer Nick Johnson clarifying everything for us. Wildcat PK'd down to 80% right now. They've killed off 20 of 25 opportunities. Back just out of the zone that time for the Cougars. Into the zone comes South. Got man advantage for the next 119. Quick shot. Boniface steers that one aside with the blocker. Nice job by the Eagan senior to square up the shooter. Big hit in front, and that puck's going to get cleared out. Tristan Lawrence on the receiving end of that big hit from number 13, Jake Holman. Yeah. Speaking of Lawrence, he's just kind of cherry-picked. South keeping it in with 20-to-go man advantage. Awesome play that time by the Wildcat defense. I thought that was coming up into the stands. Steinke high off the glass and out.
Now quality play by Steinke that time in front of Boniface. And the Wildcats look to have a good chance to kill this one off, Mike.
Here's Corton. Ernst. Williams for the Wildcats. No shots on goal in that power play for the Cougars, despite all that pressure in the Eagan zone.
I got to say, that is uncharacteristic of what we've seen from Lakeville South hockey over the last handful of years, Mike. They've been offensive machines. The fact that they didn't get a shot on goal in a power play, that's unusual.
They had chances, I'll give them that. And Boniface, I thought, made one save, but apparently they didn't give it to him. Just missing.
Nice move by Newgard. It's not a bad move at all, but Boniface stays with it, gets that puck down, and it goes out and over.
Would have been Newgard's second of the year. And another whistle as Boniface gets the big mitt down. Boniface comes into this game. He's had the bulk of the work this year for the Wildcats between the pipes. Goals against average is 5 even, 861 save percent. Or no, check that. 302 goals against average, 906. He gets knocked down for his efforts. Charlie Hunst. Charlie, a 6'3" sophomore. Shot. Rebound is there. Rebound is loose. Claren couldn't quite get the mitt down on that one, and we've got, I believe, a penalty coming up behind the play. Lawrence with a big hit behind the play. No, they're going to say, not sure what the call was. That might be generous, I think.
That was generous. Absolutely.
That might be generous, I think.
That was generous. Absolutely. Actually, he didn't have it. He was pretending like he had it.
He never had it. But yeah, it was the referee on the far side that blew the whistle.
Fool me once, shame on somebody, and fool me twice, shame on the other guy, I guess. But referee will be maybe give Lakeville South a little extra rope on the next one.
Yeah, maybe. You know, like you said earlier, hey, they're human. They make mistakes as well.
Well, Boniface playing out of his mind right now, and he has to. These Wildcats, they haven't had a whole lot of offensive opportunities.
Newgard tries to get the puck. He was 1-on-2, lost that battle. Jackson Ernst in deep for the Cougars. Stops, spins, gets it. Forster with his man. And hard into the glass that time was number 19 for the Cats, as Forrester watches that one go by. It was Steinke, and it's 1-0 South.
Now that's the kind of Lakeville South hockey we've come to expect, Mike. It's machine-like.
There's guys in front. Boniface with another big save. Opportunity in front. That goes whistled wide. South keeping on the pressure. Can they get a second before this period expires? That was Starfield with that last great opportunity. No icing. And we'll head to the locker rooms with a 1-0 hockey game.
Well, the Wildcats, they played most of that period, Mike, pretty even with the Cougars.
They did.
And to be down 1-0 heading into the first intermissions, really, it's certainly deserved for the Cougars, because what they did on that play was they took advantage of the fact that the Wildcats were sending 3 guys after the puck and nobody was watching the house. Nobody was watching right in front of them.
Told the white team is the Avalanche. And wasn't able to quite catch the blue one.
Avalanche and Wild, Mike.
Oh, look at that. Who's on the ice? Wait a minute, we have Avalanche Wild, a Northwest Division showdown here in the Civic Arena? Three minutes of chippers. Been told we need to keep an eye on number 3 is Nicky Munoz. Nicky's dad, assistant coach Mario Munoz for the Wildcats. And I think we had a goal back there, didn't we?
Hard to tell. We'd have to probably go back and look at the replay, Mike. What I will tell you, though, is it is a great tradition here we have for the Eagan hockey program. Both the boys and girls varsity teams do this from time to time during the season. It's a great lift for the little mites, the little Wildcats, the little chippers, the mini mites, whatever age happens to be on the ice.
Nice move that time by 12 in blue. What was way around about, 6 skaters on that one? Kind of looked like Ben Williams there with that number 12.
We have at least one kid doing reverse snow angels. That's always fun.
That would be you and I out there.
I don't think I'd even make it to center ice, Mike.
Yeah, probably wouldn't either. I do have to question, though, the guy in the red suit there on your screen. Absolutely.
Probably a bit painful for the folks at home listening to us drone on about the little chippers, but you see all these kids with these names, and imagine just fast forward a handful of years. And speaking as a guy who has had kids, and you, Mike, the same way, who have had little chippers that end up playing, high school or junior gold or U15 girls hockey. It goes too fast.
It's the idea, and at this age, you develop the love for the sport. Opportunity. I don't think the Avalanche have scored yet. This could be a hattie, though. No, just wide for number 2.
And the not-so-littles, they're dressed in red and
exactly.
white. But like I said, a great tradition, something that the Wildcats have done, both boys and girls programs, for several years, maybe many years, as long as I can remember, and helps parents, helps build traditions, helps build culture, hockey culture here in the community. And with an ever-growing Eagan Hockey Association, it's important to have good relationship with our community.
Absolutely. So the big Wildcats head to the locker room. They're down by a 1-0 count. We'll see if they can bounce back when we come back for second period action. You're watching Eagan Wildcat Hockey on ETV.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Those 9 months were also 273 days of planning. What about your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. And let's not forget those barbecues you plan in detail for your family and your more vegetarian by the day best friends. That surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Listen up, team. When I look around this room, I see a fighting team of brave antibodies. But the flu is coming in strong. The good news is, Anthony, the human we're tasked to protect, just got his flu shot, which supplied us with strong new gear to defend against the flu. So let's go fight for Anthony! Are you with me?
Let's work as a team to defend against the flu. Gear up with a flu shot to help protect others and reduce your risk of being sick or hospitalized with the flu. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy, it's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resilient.
Make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Kids.org.
We are looking at the ways we live and act and commute and work that creates a space that's going to be a great space, a sustainable space for the further generations.
This season, we decided to try and reduce the amount of single-use plastic bags that were used here at Market Fest. We partnered with Dakota Valley Recycling. They were able to help us fund this project. So we actually purchased 1,500.
Number of people that actually bring us back the reusable bags that they got from us. It's a really great thing to see. You know, we have a beautiful earth. We want to do what we can to keep it that way.
It's difficult to think about making really big changes with sustainability, but there's things that people can do in their everyday lives that make a big difference, but it's a small change. And using a reusable bag is a great first step.
Hopefully we can just do more and more every year here at Market Fest to educate people and make this a more sustainable event.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
When I look at all these success stories, I cannot help but by getting my high school diploma.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Either one of two things, either some real creativity and skill on behalf of the Wildcats, or really ugly, dirty, greasy goals in front of the Lakeville South crease and Logan Claren.
Yep.
I mean, that's, to be honest with you, I don't care how it goes in, and I don't think Coach Todd Carlson cares either.
No.
They just want, these Wildcats just need to find the back of the net at some point here in this period. They can't. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think they've got to score this period, Mike.
Oh, no question.
To get back into this hockey game.
I'm going to go even a step further.
They're only down by one.
Yeah. I think they need the next goal. This is one I think. I hate to say it, but it just feels like if South gets 2, 3, and 4 coming pretty
nice, and Nygaard was not. Now Meade heads to the bench. Nygaard comes back out for this face-off, but I was wondering if Nygaard, because remember Nygaard took a little bit of a hit there in the opening frame. I wondered if maybe he was suffering from something, had him had him off the bench.
Well, and he had that shoulder injury, missed a couple of games too for these Eagan Wildcats. Hopefully it wasn't anything like that.
Boniface, and we've seen this in, Boniface, and we've seen this in, and again, limited action, relatively small sample size. Mike, again, limited action, relatively small sample size, Mike, but the reality of it is when Boniface sees the puck, you see him there sliding to his right. When he sees the puck, you see him there sliding to his right. When he sees the puck coming in, he's going to stop it.
Holman for the Wildcats deep.
He's going to stop it.
Holman for the Wildcats deep into the Lakeville South zone. All right, there's the official announcement from the public address announcer, Nick Johnson. South opportunity. Jackson Ernst cuts it across to Carter Ernst. Nice play, Owen Wood on the back check for the Eagan Wildcats, 27 in white. Back out Carter Ernst. We said he scored last time out for the Cougars in that loss at Shakopee. Lafferty couldn't quite control, but Ernst, Jackson stops, spins to Carter. Up to Olsen. Olsen had an assist on that opening goal for the Cougars. That would be
single assist number 7, Gavin Lafferty.
Gavin Lafferty, the lone assist for the Cougars. Team leading 5th of the year for Carter Ernst. And the Cougars now with a 2-0 lead just over 3 minutes into the second period. Gut check time for the Wildcats, dare we say. And all the way down. It'll be an icing. They'll get a face-off in the Lakeville South end.
Yeah, it's absolutely gut check time for the Wildcats. I mean, this is a situation where they really desperate.
Poking in that time. Wildcats unable to get it, though. Connor Keel, 17 in white. All the way down there. Nope, no icing coming up. As we shall play on here in this middle frame from the Eagan Civic Arena on Tuesday night, South Suburban Conference Hockey. Nice job by Prouty to poke candy canes from Santa that was here earlier. I mean, assuming that's what Santa was handing out. Forrester in deep for the Wildcats. Puck's going to come out. Lafferty to give chase. Molina's with him. Cats are going to change. Looks like a couple of guys as the puck into the Cougar zone briefly. Here's Corton with an opportunity. That goes off the glove of Boniface. That was a lively bounce, and it's 3-0 Cougars. 5:37 time of that one. And Ernst with the goal, and it's going to be Carter. That's his second of the period. What were we saying about garbage goals a moment ago?
Well, talk about puck luck.
That too.
I mean, the puck comes off the glass, hits the top of the net, bounces off a player, lands in the crease, and gets pushed in. I mean, I think that literally is the definition of puck luck in the dictionary. And right now, Lakeville South Cougars have got it.
Yep, no question. Time of that one will be 5:37. Corton and Charlie Hunst with the assist for Lakeville South. So by my count, 7 Lakeville South players have points tonight. That's pretty good balance. 11:15 to go here, period number 2. Cats need something and in a hurry.
It's going to be a big mountain to climb back into this hockey game, but it starts with 1.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, we mentioned the Cats come in. They're averaging a little under 1.6 goals a game. South has given up 3.8 per game. So if you're a big statistics nut, something's got to give, right?
Something's got to give.
South yet to be penalized this hockey game. As you see, Blake Prouty, number 7 for the Wildcats. Face off in the Lakeville South zone. Max Turner on the draw. Understand his sister Cassie's back from the University of Missouri now for the holidays. Ernst. And we got high off the glass on the far side. Turner with a hit behind the play. Cats need to do a little bit more than just being physical this time in the zone. Opportunity over skating the puck that time was Quinn Mead. Number 9, and he gets to kiss some glass for his efforts. Here's Olsen on the giving end here in this holiday season. 29 in maroon, Hunst. Set across, Boniface. Did we say Boniface is having a big game?
He's having a heck of a game, despite the fact that there are 3 goals on the board for the Cougars. Without Marcus Boniface, it's 6. Yeah, it's 6 or 7.
Yeah, we're qualified for running time. Turnover in the zone. They do get it back, however. Carter Ernst. Turner tries to take his man out in the corner. Got a piece of the Lakeville South Cougar. Here's near side Lafferty. Shot through traffic. Tried to go through traffic. Hit his teammate on the way through. And all the way down, we'll have an icing on the Eagan Wildcats. Probably a much needed icing for the Eagan Wildcats.
Yeah, second periods have not been kind to the Wildcats. We've looked at those statistics before, and tonight it is no exception. You know, being stuck an extra couple of strides away from your bench is just really, really rough to get on and off the ice quickly. And I think, watch the first period, Mike. They were making quick changes.
Absolutely.
Getting fresh players on the ice very, very quickly. And, this second period, it's been much harder to do that.
Cats, by the way, have been outscored now in the middle frame 15-5. We're now in our 8th game of the season. There's Woog, point, near side. Ballman, rebound. Nice save there by the Lakeville South netminder Logan Claren. As we've said, his first start of the year. Looks like he's been in there a while.
Well, this is, so the Wildcats have a puck go off the back, hit the top of the crease, and hit the back of Boniface. This puck rebounds, comes up off the glass, goes up into the netting. I mean, that's, that's not puck luck.
Well, Jay Coleman kind of looked up after that play, like, how did that not go in? But here's Ballman, shot through. It's going to go wide, rebound. Wooga had an attempt that hit traffic on the way through. Cats regroup back at center. Ballman will back skate into his own zone. Head of steam through neutral, across the logo. Continues it deep into the Lakeville South zone as the Wildcats making some changes behind the play, as Ballman did a nice job of carrying that one in. But here comes South the other way, just a hair behind Lawrence, but he still gets it off the boards. Using a screen by Forrester. Boniface still makes the save. Hit him right in the G of Eagan.
We're going to check out that Boniface save. And nice and firm. But, the Ballman, nice job. I really like the way he gained the zone, went to the corner, but then just a little touch, a little floater to the crease. Nothing powerful, nothing crazy, but in the right position with the right amount of speed, and one of his teammates almost had it.
Yeah, we've got a penalty upcoming. Cougars are going to go to the box for the first time tonight. Emmett Hartman will be the guilty party. And it looks like interference will be the call. I checked that. Eddie Hartman, I'm sorry. Eddie is 13. Emmett Hartman is 19. Yeah, this is the sophomore Eddie. Time of this one, 8:35. Cats on the power play for the first time tonight, which power play has been anything but for the Wildcats this year. Just 2 for 23.
It was a great replay as Lures and Pavic both got hit. It's amazing. Can you call somebody for interfering with 2 players? I mean, he took out both players. It's crazy.
Carter Ernst looking for the natural Hattie. Oh, and he lost the puck. He's going to want that one back. Nearly 4-0 South.
And for the hat trick, yeah, he'll be embarrassed.
Yeah. Ben Williams for the Wildcats. Wood back to Williams. Williams thought about shooting, tried to get it across. Cats just got to shoot the darn puck, I think.
Yeah, at this point, any shot that gets to the net is just fine.
Owen Wood will leave it. Prouty, that just wide of the cage. Woog on the rebound, and he'll get it back. He'll circle in the near side corner. Kept in Prouty, cross ice. Wood kept it in just briefly. 53 to go, man advantage, Eagan. Ernst all the way down. And 1, 2 changes for the Wildcats. 1, 2, I see 3 changes for the Lakeville South Cougars. So we're down to 7 to go in the second. 36 to go, man advantage, Cats. Stop, turn, that's Connor Keel. Might have lost a blade there in front of his own bench. Wood from way out. That goes just wide. Again, Logan Claren still got the shutout going in his first start of the year. Still got it. Woog opportunity. No, couldn't get a shot on the bouncing puck. Wood. Woog blocked by Moline. Here's Wood. 7 to go, man advantage. Woog up into the netting, over the netting. And we've got a souvenir for somebody behind the cage.
Well, the glass half full in me says that this is a quality power play for the Wildcats. I mean, they're moving the puck well. They're keeping it in the offensive zone. You like to see it. It's just unfortunate that it's not getting more quality scoring chances, and I think that's maybe the next step that they need to take.
And the power play is over. Cats now 0 for 15. They've 15 straight power plays they have failed to score, dating back to the Woodbury game. Deep in the zone for the Eagan Wildcats. A very quiet Eagan Civic Arena.
This Keo, Lurs, Pavic line has done a nice job, I think, of delivering some quality shifts for Coach Todd Carlson. At this point, you might as well, if you're the Wildcats, you might as well roll all 3 lines and give yourself a chance to give yourself a chance to, to have some fresh legs on the ice.
Absolutely. Captain Lafferty, which his older brother played on this Lakeville South squad for years. Asked Coach Josh Storm, I said, is he ever going to graduate? He's like, oh, that's his younger brother. So, opportunity. Claren kind of didn't quite get a good leather on that one, but still puck went wide of the cage. That was Keogh with the shot for the Cats. Try to center in front, nobody there wearing white. Bunch of guys wearing maroon, and the puck is going to come out to the zone. And with a full head of steam comes Lakeville South, hitting the boards hard as Colby Olson. He's a hockey player. He got right back up. Icing waved off with 5 to go in the second. Here come the Cougars. 22, that's Braden Olson. By the way, quick update from Eagan High School. Eagan basketball up 56-38 over Farmington. Number 6, Farmington. 5 minutes to go in that one. Big miss by Woog as the South player kind of fell down. Woog had him lined up. But got the worst of it.
Fortunate that he fell.
Yeah. Shilton knocks it out for the Cats. Wong. I thought that was tipped by Ernst. I guess not. So face off back in the Lakeville South zone.
I want to take a moment to thank our generous sponsors, Olive Garden, Twin Cities Orthopedics, Fortis Academy, and Raising Cane's for your support of Eagan boys hockey. The boys could use a box combo now. They could use a goal or two. No question about that.
Didn't I see the girls hockey team had a fundraiser at Raising Cane's tonight?
They did. They do. Just make sure you tell the folks at Raising Cane's that you're there for the fundraiser before you order. I have unfortunately had bad luck with that from time to time.
We're down to 4 to go, second period. Williams overskates the puck. Coming back for the Wildcats, Quinn Mead. Quinn's had some serious ice time tonight for number 9. I understand he and Blake Pavic were kind of going to switch up with that line of Mead, Lures, and Keogh. There's Williams, number 12. Max Turner out there for the Wildcats. Mead almost a little bit gassed there. I would think he'll be heading to the bench here. And going to play on as South comes out. Got a man wide open far side, cut into the middle. I thought they were offsides. And Boniface with the mitt. And it stays 3-0 Cougars.
I'm glad it stayed 3-0 Cougars for a couple of reasons. Number one, because you want the Wildcats to be competitive in the game moving forward, but also, good golly, it sure did look like that the Cougars were in offside, but referees said no.
Yeah. And that's the opinion that matters.
That's the only one that matters.
Yep. Face off in the Wildcat zone. Another opportunity that goes wide. Lawrence had a good look. I thought just didn't get good wood on it, or good composite on it. Do we say good wood anymore?
Sure.
Okay. Opportunity in front. Cats failed to clear. Far side.
Owen Wood did not get good wood on that clearance.
No. A couple of games ago when Dan Woog was filling in for you, he laughed when I called it. I think I called the stick wood. And it's 4-0 Cougars. Give it to Lawrence coming in from the left side. .238 to go, period number 2.
It's just a special play and a special shot. Steinke's matching him up there, but Lawrence just gets past him and works the backhand. Boniface took away most of the net, but as we've talked about, whether it's hockey or soccer, no goalie can cover every inch of the net, and eventually you got to leave something open. Credit to Lawrence, he found it.
Number 2, Tristan Lawrence. Assist to number 6, Trey Newgard. And number 19, Emmett Hartman.
So Lawrence from Newgard and Hartman.
And Lakeville South now up to 10 players with points in this one. Jackson Ernst. Across. Shot. Boniface, another save. And down it comes into the Wildcat zone. 2 to go in the second. 4-0 Lakeville South Cougars. They've got a trio of goals this period. A couple by Carter Ernst and then Lawrence just moments ago. Made it 4-rip. Hunst. Cat defense. Olayed it. And a goal for Lakeville South. It's 5-0 Cougars. Splits 2 defensemen. Mario Munoz and the Eagan coaching staff, they just, what can they say? Watch Hunts, just comes through, cuts across, and he just got Boniface leaning. Hunts does have an assist earlier this period. He gets on the scoreboard as well. 15-14 time of this one. And those 2 goals coming 52 seconds apart.
The Wildcats have got to figure out, I think it's fair to say, Mike, that the Wildcats have got to figure out how to play in the second period. They've got to do something differently. I'm not sure exactly what the issue is. Maybe it's the long change, maybe it's fatigue. I don't know what it is, but they're clearly struggling here in the second period. They struggled in the second period against Shakopee. Something's going to have to change there, and the guys are going to have to figure that out. Again, young season, early in the season, they'll figure it out, but they need to make that effort to figure it out.
I don't know if you can say early in the season anymore. This is game number 8, so really you're about a third of the way in. But I don't know. I almost feel like the Wildcats are going to need an atlas to find their way to the net. With 1:15 to go. Here in the second. And South looking to put this one into running time when we get to the third period. With 1:05 to go here in the second.
I mean, that fifth goal for Hunst, I mean, there are 2, it was Lawrence on the fourth goal. Now I'm starting to blend together, Mike.
It was Hunst that came in and split the D and then took to the right.
Yeah, it was Hunst. I got it right.
Nobody touched him.
So, yeah, but there are 3 Wildcats in the frame, 3 Wildcats in the picture from the camera, and nobody got a body or a stick or anything on it.
Lawrence, Newgard, across, Moline! 6-0 Cougars. That's going to be 3 goals in a span of 142. Well, Molini had an assist on the last goal. And there's just, I'm looking over at the Wildcat bench. I get it, you're down 6-rip. Odds are you're not coming back, but you just look at that body language.
It's a little bit of shell shock, if I'm honest with you.
I think so.
It's like, what the heck just happened?
Assist number 6, Trey Newgard. Number 2, Tristan Lawrence.
Lawrence got an assist. Newgard also got one.
Lawrence at 16:04 of the second.
20 shots on goal for the Lakeville South Cougars. Shot attempts, I don't even want to know. It's a sizable number. Wildcats just 11 shots on goal. Somehow Eagan has 5 shots on goal this period. Lakeville South has 10.
Well, the Wildcats,
5 of those have went in.
Wildcats did have one power play that looked pretty credible. Had some shots on goal. Couldn't solve Claren, but it had some ozone possession time.
Got a hand pass in a very quiet Eagan Civic Arena.
It's at this point, Mike, where I will say to you something like, okay, this is a situation where the Wildcats go in at the second intermission. There's going to be a lot of frustration. There's going to be a lot of anger. The boys will feel like that it's just completely slipped away from them, that they were hanging with these guys and it slipped away from them. There's going to be a lot of frustration. The mature voices in that locker room have got to say, we've got, vent, get it out of your system, and they come out and play a really good third period. Yep. Get a couple of goals. Don't go away. Win the period. Win the period and build on something, because we have 2 big games coming up in the next week.
Next 5 days, really. Yep. Yeah, that should be a penalty. South, there is no call, however, as the second period mercifully comes to a close for the Eagan Wildcats. South is like, hey, let's keep playing. They got 5 goals this period.
Yeah, momentum absolutely just rolled over the Wildcats on that in that period. And again, there's a lot of there's going to be some frustration. Level heads, vent, get it out of your system, and then come back and have a good third period. That's got to be the prescription that the doctor ordered.
Well, for the second straight period, shots are 10-6 in favor of South. Difference is 1 went in the first period, 5 went in the second, and the Lakeville South Cougars head to their locker room up by a 6-0 count, which means when we come back for the third period action, we're going to be in running time. And when we come back on ETV, it will be third period action. You're watching Eagan Wildcat Hockey.
We are looking at the ways we live and act and commute and work that creates a space that's going to be a great space, a sustainable space for the further generations.
This season, we decided to try and reduce the amount of single-use plastic bags that were used here at Market Fest. We partnered with Dakota Valley Recycling. They were able to help us fund this project. So we actually purchased 1,500 reusable produce bags that we've been handing out. We've handed out 1,300 of those bags.
If you'd like to stop by the booth, we'll give you a free reusable produce bag as a gift to start the program. And every time that you shop at Market Fest and show us that you've used your reusable bag on your way out the door, we'll give you a punch card and we'll punch it. Once you've shopped 3 times and have 3 punches on a card, you get a $3 voucher to use at Market Fest.
If folks participated every single week, they could have earned almost $20 to spend with the vendors. So it's a great program for everyone involved.
We actually get a number of people that bring their own reusable bags. We get a number of people that actually bring us back the reusable bags that they got from us. It's a really great thing to see. We have a beautiful earth. We want to do what we can to keep it that way.
It's difficult to think about making really big changes with sustainability, but there's things that people can do in their everyday lives that make a big difference, but it's a small change. And using a reusable bag is a great first step.
Hopefully we can just do more and more every year here at Market Fest to educate people and make this a more sustainable event.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Those 9 months were also 273 days of planning. What about your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. And let's not forget those barbecues you plan in detail for your family and your more vegetarian by the day best friends. That surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
As a Dakota person, everything I create is about the community.
The program today is with Marlena Miles, who is a local Indigenous artist, and she's doing some work with the community that will not only be a series of programs throughout Dakota County, but it also results in a permanent piece of art that will be in the Dakota County Libraries, which will be really great for our community to be able to see.
These kind of events are important because it lets people see a real human sharing these histories. They can see that Native people aren't just stuck in the past, that our stories are present and they're continuing to be built. Dakota people, we believe in something called Shichu and your star power. Like, our word for art is that not everybody has this star gift, that when we create art, we're putting our influence, our positive energy to inspire other people, and other people inspire us. So, you know, I wanted people to think about who in their own lives inspire them and how do they contribute in their own ways, and then collect all those stories. So everybody's stories will be part of this art piece. You know, our traditional way of telling stories, but involving all of the communities. That will be something that people can look at and, you know, remember that they are contributing to this bigger space with our abilities.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy, it's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resistant. Love is finding the right seat so you can take a breath. But remember, love isn't lax, it always double checks. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
I'm Sandra, this is Jorge, and we were adopted in 2019. I remember when they first came to us, Michael was already a teenager. The whole cliche of they're so lucky to have you guys, and it's the other way around. They have changed our family for the better. They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Listen up, team. When I look around this room, I see a fighting team of brave antibodies. But the flu is coming in strong. The good news is, Anthony, the human we're tasked to protect, just got his flu shot, which supplied us with strong new gear to defend against the flu. So let's go fight for Anthony. Are you with me?
Let's work as a team to defend against the flu. Gear up with a flu shot to help protect others and reduce your risk of being sick or hospitalized with the flu. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Anyway, welcome back inside the Eagan Civic Arena, where it was a second period to forget for the Eagan Wildcats as Lakeville South lit the lamp 5 times. Lots of gifts for the Lakeville South Cougars and for the Wildcats. Too many lumps of coal that period, I think we could say. And it's 6-0 South, and we're going to start this third period in running time.
Red Ryder BB guns, the way that the Cougars were shooting, they were shooting straight. It's like Ralphie. But the reality of it is the Wildcats, as you see them huddling there, they've got to dig deep. They've got to find something. And right now, Mike, you and I have done games, whether it's football, hockey, whatever, I've done it in soccer games. When it's lopsided, you really have to focus not on the scoreboard. Right. Really, you just have to focus on winning your shift, winning your period. Just do what you can to climb right back into this thing in terms of, make it respectable and keep your cool. Yep. No matter how frustrated you get, no matter what kind of chirping goes on out there, make sure you're not taking major penalties or misconducts.
Ernst off the draw. Swings it wide in front. That goes just wide. Andrew Vogel, number 28 on the ice for the Wildcats, defensive sophomore. Played the JV game tonight. We'll get a period here in varsity. I wouldn't be shocked to see a few more new numbers coming out this period for the Eagan Wildcats. Coach Todd Carlson told us, and the assistants as well, that there's spots to be had if you're a top tier JVer, and the lower lines potentially at the varsity. You got to continue to earn your spot, and there's an opportunity, guys like Vogel, to get it. See what you can do. Here's Keogh. Shot. That was deflected on its way through. Number 19, Emmett Hartman for the Lakeville South Cougars. Braden Olson dumps it in for South. Puck is going to squirt back out to neutral. South stays on sides. They'll dump it in. A couple other new numbers. Case Peterson out there, number 5 for Lakeville South. Tristan Anderson is number 3, I see, in the Lakeville South colors. 7-0 Cougars. Time of that one, 1:20 in the third.
Peterson's going to get that one for the Cougars. Watch him pull this puck. We have the replay dialed up here.
Was it Anderson or Peterson?
I thought it was number 5,
Peterson. He was the first man to the bench. We'll see if we've got the replay, and we'll see who they announce. Coming out of the corner.
Yeah, Wildcats just lost it out of the corner, and Peterson or Anderson, depending on. We'll get that number, but in any event,
and we've got a penalty upcoming on the Cougars, by the way. I didn't see. It looks like we've got. I didn't see what that was. 23 to sit for Lakeville South. That's Cortan.
Wouldn't surprise me if the referees want to call this one pretty tight going on from here on out.
Yep.
Not letting any foolishness occur, given that there's going to be one team here that's going to be really frustrated. The other team is wont to do, as hockey players are wont to do. They like to chirp and they like to give each other a hard time. That can sometimes create some unfortunate results.
Assistant number 3, Tristan Anderson, and number 12, Keane Otten.
So it's Peterson from Anderson and number 12, Caden Aachen. First points of the year for Anderson and Aachen. First goal of the year for Case Peterson, who does have an assist for the Cougars. Rebound. Eagan on the power play for the second time in this hockey game. Force across. There's Prouty. Prouty tries to go 1-on-2. Cougars dump that out of harm's way rather easily. Williams for the Cats right at the logo. Well, he gets tripped up, and we do have a penalty upcoming on the Lakeville South Cougars. And Oscar Balkans to sit for South. Interesting, I'm looking at Balkans comes into this one, leads the team with 7 points. One of the few Cougars not to have a point tonight. But he gets on the score sheet.
He got on the score sheet. He definitely got all of that one.
Well, 5 seconds to go in a two-man advantage as we are in running time with the 7-goal deficit. Quick shot, Williams. That was blocked in front and poked all the way out. Easy clear for the Cougars. Got an update, by the way, from the Eagan High School gym. The Cats finish off their upset of number 6 Farmington. 74-65 Eagan boys basketball over the hated Farmington Tigers. Can we call them the hated Tigers?
Well, I don't know about hated Tigers.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe mildly disliked
there
Tigers.
You go. Yeah, okay.
Tigers.
There you go.
The insufferable at parties Tigers.
How much you bet they had the overrated chant going?
I think that would be a FanDuel gimme.
Yeah, exactly.
The Wildcats really need to, hey, they're getting beat on this power play. They need to step it up a little bit, make it cleaner.
This is Holman. See if he can get something coming up the left side. Jake Holman, the senior, got a goal and a couple of helpers coming into this one. Turner high off the glass. We said Cats coming in averaging just under 1.6 goals a game. I think really the only drama left, well, there's two things. One, will Eagan score, which also ties into a Logan Claren get the shutout for the South Cougars in his first start of the year. No. High off the glass and out. 2 Cougars into the zone against Ballman. Carter Ernst just a hair behind him. Hartman.
We're on a hat trick watch here as well, Mike.
Yep. Yeah. Starfield with another attempt. Kept in from way out, and it's 8-0. Gavin Lafferty had the initial shot. I think that might have got deflected on the way in, but we'll wait for the official announcement. And the season high continues for the Wildcats with 8 goals allowed. Lafferty, first man to the bench, number 7.
Good shot from the point. Lots of arms and legs in the air. Not sure exactly what it went off of. My guess is the refs will probably just give it to Lafferty because
why not?
Why not?
Well, you and I also do Eagan football, so I guess if the Cats score, they got to go for 2, right?
If the Cats score, they will go for 2. I'll be interested to see how they line up for that.
Exactly.
Will we have a swinging gate, perhaps?
Can you do that for hockey? Probably not.
I'll have to dig deep into the rule book for that one.
How about the flying V? Can they try that? Yep. Claren steers that one aside as we're under 10 to go. Big save that time by Claren. That was Meade with the opportunity for the Cats. Looking to the first of his career. Peterson knocked off the puck by Vobel. Andrew Vobel forwards it ahead. 22 in white. It's Gino Palello. Is this his first, not his first shift of the year. First time I think we've called his name.
First time we've called his name.
But again, a good opportunity for guys like that. Just come out, hey, show what you got. High up into the netting.
Boys hockey would like to thank their generous sponsors, the Summit gang at Summit Orthopedics, Homestead Tire and Auto, and Union 32 Craft House. Thank you for supporting Eagan boys hockey. Also like to thank Hy-Vee, Chick-fil-A, and D&G Welding for your support of Eagan boys hockey.
Vogel, can he keep it in? No. New guy, rink wide pass. Stop, spin. Back up top for Lakeville South. That was Lawrence. Leaves it back for number 13. That was Eddie Hartman. Eddie pinches in from the point, and we've got a goal, or we've got an interference call coming up against Lakeville South. And Balkans looks to be the guilty party, judging by his reaction. That's his second infraction of the period.
The other tip-off might be that he went to the penalty box.
I don't know if you saw his body action. It was right away. I was like, huh? You could see it.
Yes.
I did not see the infraction, so I don't know if he's right. But
well, the referees thought he did. So as we've said before, that's what matters.
Absolutely.
So yet another opportunity here for the Wildcats. Second power play of the third period. Let's see if the Wildcats can do something in terms of generating some offense.
Actually, it's the third power play of the period.
Third power play.
I mean, they did have like 5 seconds of a two-man advantage early on, but the joys of running time. They're saved. Again, Claren, the 6-foot senior, got the goose egg going so far. Shot goes wide. There's Ballman from way out for the Wildcats. Centered in front, opportunity goes wide off the stick that time of 17 in green, Connor Keel. And here comes South the other way, Jackson Ernst. Can he put it, make it a 9 spot? No, he lost the puck on his way through. Net is off.
I want to say thanks to our award-winning ETV crew that makes us look and sound so good here at ETV. Executive producer is Josh Sibley. Our director is Samantha Price, Jared Greenberg, Tim Shinyon, Derek Badger, and Sam Larson. Again, thank you for making us and look and sound so good here in Eagan. And sometimes when it's running time, we really appreciate you sticking with us, folks.
You were telling me between periods, we got a nice compliment from one of the Lakeville South parents here tonight.
The Lakeville South parents came up and said, you guys do a great job. I think the exact language was, you guys are the best at what you do in terms of local high school sports. And I presume that means football as well as football, soccer, etc., not just hockey.
Let's face it, Eagan TV, they cover so many different sports. Full strength, by the way, are the Cougars. Cats now, I believe, 0 for 4 of the man advantage. Puck is squirting around. Cats, I believe that is 19 straight power plays without tickling the twine.
Glass half full guy in me says they've had some power plays that look credible. That's step number 1. Step 2, scoring chances. Got to take that next step. Especially when you're not scoring many goals, Mike. You got to make these power plays tell, right? You got to make them tell.
And you got to stay on sides as you go into the zone, which Quinn Meade just a hair over. I see Brandon Lunneberg out for the Wildcats, number 14 in white. Had one of the 3 goals in that 3-goal third period. There's the JVers won 4-3 earlier tonight. Lunneberg also he's a pretty good catcher on the old baseball squad. That's Lunneberg. He's in there. He's battling with Tristan Lawrence. Lunneberg, Lafferty. Just over 5 to go in this one. Lunneberg keeps that one in. Looking for a teammate. Trying to get a little help. Did not happen. And Pyle got a little bit of a check there. Also hit the official on the way through. Hunst pinching in. Ballman knocks him off the puck. And I think they're going to get Ballman on a penalty, actually.
Yeah, maybe interference, maybe slash.
I don't think it was on the hit. It must have been before that.
It's smart of the referees to call this close and tight, make sure that there's No foolishness. Let's see if there's the slash.
There it is.
That slash.
Yeah,
that's a good call.
Pretty easy call.
Yeah, I think you and I could have made that one from up here, Mike.
If we saw it.
If we had seen it, yes.
Yes.
Fortunately, not much escapes our award-winning ETV crew and its camera work. Our brilliant replay folks and our directors.
So if this score were to hold, Eagan will have played 8 games this season, scored 11 goals. Been shut out 3 times. Twice by Shakopee. No shame there. Shakopee, very good chance they'll be playing at the X come March. And then Lakeville South.
Well, I think there's an excellent chance Lakeville South will be playing at the X come March too.
Oh, speaking of which, I got to give a shout out to Scott Larson. He's their bus driver. Had a nice chat with him before the game, and we're talking about, making that trek down to Rochester for the section final, potentially the traditional battle of South and North. Scott was telling me too that he played back in Minneapolis back in the days when, another save, played for Roosevelt back in the day, and he told me the years, and I said, does the phrase Tier 2 mean anything to you? He just kind of tilted his head back, rolled his eyes. Yeah, one of those ill-fated high school league decisions back in the early 90s.
Well, we love our equities, don't we? We love our equities, and we love our Tier 2. I happened to go to college with a guy who played for Rosemount High School because Rosemount was played Tier 2 that year.
I was just going to say, representing Section 1 with a record of 20-1.
Yes.
Rosemount Irish.
I don't know what the record was, but we didn't let him forget that.
No. They ended up losing to Greenway, by the way, in the state Tier 2 title game.
They did.
At Target Center.
They did.
Oh, hey, we got to make sure we give a shout out too to the greatest backhand in Eagan High School history, Pat Sparks, watching us again tonight. But yeah, Lakeville South, they're going to, as we look at their schedule coming up, they've got Eastview, they've got Eastview at home Thursday night. And then they've got that really tough Premier Holiday Classic up in Plymouth. Number 6 Rogers, number 10 Wayzata, number 14 Minnetonka. And then, hey, happy New Year's Eve. You get the Rosemount Irish over at the Rosemount Arena. 9-0.
Well, Boniface makes a great save, and then nobody clears it out. And right now, I think the Wildcats, boy, that body language is really rough. I think, it's at the same time, feel bad about it for 24 hours, 12 hours, and then climb back and, get back at it. I mean, after a game like this, I can tell you as an athlete, I would want to get back on the ice right away, as fast as I can to try to wash this taste out of my mouth.
I think they said that was Carter Ernst to complete the hat trick. He's trying to hear what public address announcer Nick Johnson said. Lunenburg and Cortan right below us here at center.
1 minute remaining in the third period, 1 minute.
Logan Claren 56 seconds away from the shutout. He said here, his first start of the season for the Cougars. 9-0 South. Cats, by the way, they are going to be at Park of Cottage Grove Thursday night, 7 o'clock start, and then they're at Hastings 2 o'clock on Saturday. Our next telecast is Tuesday, January 7th. East Ridge Raptors making an appearance here in the Civic Arena. Williams off his skate. Got a man trailing Williams. He's going to try to wrap it around. Tries to go high side. And will South just try to eat this puck in their own zone. Get a man, outlet pass. Ernst, Carter, 5 to go. And just wide the shot by Newgard. And this one, I would say mercifully comes to a close if you're the home team.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. The Lakeville Cougars, if there were any questions about their quality, those have been answered tonight. They've been absolutely fantastic. The Wildcats ran into a buzzsaw in maroon and gold, and and it wasn't just one line for the Cougars. It was line after line. It was defensive pairing after defensive pairing. They got good goaltending. Didn't have to have great goaltending tonight, but they got good goaltending.
Yep.
And the reality of it is that the Wildcats, after a solid first period, really another solid first period coming out of the gate. Second period, just having their doors blown off, and then late in the game, it just goes really the other way and goes, as the kids say, it went pear-shaped.
Well, it's going to be a gut check for the holiday season for the Eagan Wildcats as we take a look at some of the other Eagan TV action coming up across the Wildcat sports spectrum. Of course, the girls are back here against Lakeville South. There's basketball, Lakeville South. No, that can't be right because that's tonight. That's Farmington. But then the girls have Rochester Century, a noon tilt on Saturday. So Rochester Century making that trek up Highway 52. And for the Eagan Wildcats, they skate to their locker room. I don't know what else we can say that we haven't said already. Just a lot to internalize.
Yeah, it is. It is. But you know what? Wildcats have had some bad. They've had some bad performances in the past, right? And the trick is, you have to have seniors and leaders step up and say, I'm not just going to talk and say, here's what we need to do, guys. I'm going to show you. I'm going to put you guys on my back, and I'm going to score a goal. I'm going to make a big save. Although, in fairness, Marcus Boniface, I don't think he's the reason they lost this game tonight at all. So, but big saves, big goals, hits, passes, whatever it's necessary to turn the ship a little bit. Now, that being said, the Wildcats have played some excellent opponents. Lakeville South, Shakopee twice. That's 3 of their 5 conference losses right there. And one of their losses was a 1-goal loss to Eastview. So, play Apple Valley, play Eastview, play some of these teams, play Farmington again. Just see what happens moving forward.
Yep. So that's going to wrap things up here from the Eagan Civic Arena. Again, happy holidays from everybody at Eagan TV. And as tradition dictates, we say Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.